Okay, here's my Leland cypress that died. I had been excavating with the blade on the tractor and with the subsoiler, and I moved as much dirt as I could and cut as many roots as I could, and that thing still won't budge. It barely wiggles. There's some deep roots in this thing. I've got a 3/8 cable on it, and I've pulled as hard as the tractor can pull. It ain't budging, so I'm gonna try to come up with a different plan here. Use some physics. Okay, here's the new idea. There's something my daddy taught me. In fact, he built this heavy-duty pulley here. I can show you more about it later. But what we're gonna do is, we're gonna use, instead of using the 3/8 inch steel rope cable that I was using, we're going to use 3/16 steel cable. But I've mounted it into this pulley system, which makes it a 3-part line here. So it's going to triple the pulling force. So if I pull with 5,000 pounds of pressure, it's going to exert a 15,000 pound pull on that tree stump. And so what it amounts to is, you have a fixed point there, the tree, and I got a cable around it running down to this pulley, which forms part of the block and tackle assembly. And the free end comes this way and goes all the way up there to my tractor. Quite a distance away, but never hurts to be far enough away, because these cables can break. And I always like to pull heavy loads with an attachment on. It kind of it'll help minimize the chances of a tractor flipping over. A tractor can flip over when you're pulling extremely heavy loads. So sometimes I even have the bush hog on there, which makes it really hard to flip over. But anyway, this is the first time I'm going to try this 3-part line, 3/16 wire, which should pull, I think it's rated at 4,200 pounds per strand, or for 3/16 inch. So 3 times that, it'll pull at 12,000 and some change. The 3/8 rope I was using to pull earlier, I think it's rated at 8,400. But this pulley system will pull at a 3-to-1 ratio, or 1-to-3 you could say. So it's going to be a slower pull. So that should help keep up a more steady pressure. The single cable seems to bounce. I mean, I hit it one time and then it just sort of bounces. So this may keep steady pressure on it by being at a 3-to-1 ratio. So let's go try it right now. This is my first attempt, and we're just going to keep shooting here. And got it hooked up to the pulling bar. Well, inside the ground, seems like there was a lot of little roots going down there that I snapped off. My daddy had made this pulley years ago, and I never really ever used it, but I know he had used it for something. He had giant oak trees that he used to pull limbs that get hung up in the top. He would hook them up with these pulleys and bring them down to the ground. Like when an ice storm hit or something, they get hung up. Handmade. He made that himself. He was a master craftsman. And he worked in the CCC when he was 16 years old, so they didn't always have power tools and cranes, so they had to do a lot of rigging. This is the kind of stuff that he did all his life. He was always inventing little things or using things he had learned over the years. But that's it. Done deal. May hit that lawnmower. Here's a neat little trick when you're hooking up these shackles. Something I learned a long time ago. Just when you tighten up this pin, when you get it all the way, back it up just like a quarter of a turn, and you'll be so happy you did later, because if you tighten it up and then it gets a strain on it, it can become like forever pin there. You'll need a pair of vice grips or channel locks to pull it, to get it loose. But that little quarter of a turn will keep it from getting bound. And same thing with these. Always back it up just a little bit.